The primary purpose of nearly all serious games focused on health and well-being is to change people's behavior. If this weren't the case, then there would be no need for the game. This is why behavioral psychology, positive psychology, and behavioral economics are all core underlying design elements of your serious game. There are many different models and theories of human behavior change, but they all tend to be based upon what I call the 5 pillars of behavior change. The first pillar is guiding, meaning that you need to first know what behavior you're trying to change. You need to know the current behavior and the desired ideal behavior, and any gap between the current and ideal behavior acts as a trigger for the change. We showed the example in the Identify the Problem episode around fitness, where walking less than 10,000 steps would be the trigger to cue you that you need to walk more to achieve the behavior. You must identify, quantify, and measure these 2 types of behaviors in order to know if you're succeeding, and these should include as many of the 7 domains of health as seems appropriate. Next, you focus on enabling this new behavior. This is where 6 basic elements of gaming design and development are used to increase people's capabilities to realize the new behaviors. For example, you can provide a narrative story that people can follow. An example of a serious game that adds narrative to get you to take more steps is Run an Empire. In this game, you run a perimeter of an area to take control of it. Others compete against you to take control of your empire. Good games also enable greater change in behavior by tailoring the experience to the specific person by first understanding their baseline and then helping them set goals that are specific to them and help them move step by step towards these customized goals. A great example of this is an app game called Couch to 5K that helps you set small goals you can easily achieve and then gradually increases these until you achieve your ultimate goal of running a 5K. A key element of all successful games and all behavior change programs is the role that feedback loops play in helping you see where you are in your progress and providing input on what you need to do to change your behavior. CoachMe is a great example of providing a virtual coach to give you the feedback to improve. If people don't believe they can change their behavior, then all the other enabling mechanisms don't really matter. Therefore, good serious games change beliefs and enable you to believe things are possible that you previously thought were impossible. Fitocracy is a fitness app that focuses on helping you change your fundamental values and beliefs around healthy living. Once you believe that it's important and valuable and that it is achievable by you, you are more likely to change your behaviors to do it. Increasingly, more and more games and apps are incorporating behavioral economics into their solution to better enable behavior change. This is because it harnesses your consistently irrational economic thinking and behavior in productive ways. Stick is a good example of how this can be applied effectively. We have another episode that goes into behavioral economics in greater detail. The final key to enabling behavior change are the long list of gaming mechanics that can be applied effectively if the underlying game design addresses these other enabling factors. These include badges, points, leaderboards, levels, sounds, etc. We have another episode that goes into greater detail on gaming mechanics. Once you've provided the game design that enables greater capabilities, you then must reinforce that through appropriate motivation. Motivations incorporate the 5 elements of positive psychology that we have mentioned in earlier episodes and that we will address in greater detail in later episodes as well. The final 2 pillars we view as being more implicit than explicit. These are support and education. Supporting is based upon applying the 6 principles of digital success, which we cover in greater detail in another episode. But in general, it is focused on eliminating unnecessary friction in 6 different areas by harnessing the power of digital technology. The final pillar is educating. It is ironic that apps and games that have the explicit purpose of focusing on educating people tend to be less effective at actually generating learning. Learning occurs more naturally and organically if you actually embed education into the app in surreptitious ways. For example, a health game development company named Iogo developed a chronic disease management video game series to educate low-income Hispanic communities about how to better manage their diabetes. The entire education was done through the medium of a Mexican soap opera that people could play on their own and where all the learning took place by watching the various characters address real-life romance, violence, and social issues where these health problems emerged. Thanks for watching. Please look at the video description for links to exercises and other resources.